It was something in the air. It was something in the air. I get nervous when you get closer. You feel it taking over you, and then you leave me speechless. The clouds are getting nervous. I told you to dance in the blizzard. So keep on dancing when you are under the weather. So keep on dancing. Don't break my heart. Do you remember? Don't break my heart. So keep on dancing. Don't break my heart. It was something in the air. It was something in the air. I get nervous when you get closer. You feel it taking over you, and then you leave me speechless. The clouds are getting nervous. I told you to dance in the blizzard. So keep on dancing when you are under the weather. So keep on dancing. Don't break my heart. Do you remember? Don't break my heart. So keep on dancing. Don't break my heart.
Let's say I let you call me baby. Let's say I let you hold my hand. Let's say I let you stay. I let you stay for coffee in the morning, 'cause you spent the night right next to me. Let's say I let you buy me dinner. Let's say I let you meet my friends. Let's say I let you have my number. Well, I guess this time I didn't stand a chance. Oh no, I am not in love, I am not in love, no. He was nothing but a city boy. Nothing but a city boy. So what? Now. Nothing but a city boy. Let's
everyone.
What up, everybody? I'm just waiting for the live stream to catch
Happy
up.
Sunday. Another
Happy
week
Sunday.
has gone by. Oh my gosh, we're going to catch up. Check that audio. Hello to everyone who's joining us today. Oh my gosh, there's so many people here. Hello to everybody. Sean's frantically typing hello to everyone. It's just been crazy.
Sounds good.
My gosh.
Sounds good, boo.
We're good. Yay. So yes, we're live again. Sundays with Sean and Stef. The little graphic up there because, yes. And somebody said Game of Thrones, the very end tonight. I don't know how many more people are left to play the roles, but there's a few of them. So it'll be really fun to see. Thank you guys for joining us on your Sunday afternoon or evening or wherever you are. Who
Could
knows
be
where you are.
Tuesday where you are. That'd be cool.
Could be. Or could be, yeah. So yeah, we are back. We are back. We're back full force, which is really exciting. So what is happening? Let's see. Hello to everybody in the chat room. Let's see, I see Ken, Science, Sky, Bianca, Venus Lady, Emily, Allison and Madison, Karen, Teresa, Stephanie. That's as far as I go. I have
It won't go any further than that.
And everybody else who came in before that.
Well, to
Hello to
Venus
everyone.
Lady, if you watch Game of Thrones tonight, you don't have to worry about all the other episodes. That's what I'm just saying. You know,
want to find out who
of the two of us,
is?
one of us has watched every episode, and the other one has watched 4 episodes.
Yes.
True story.
So yeah.
I should probably have my microphone closer to my face. There we
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
So, all right. So, welcome everybody. Sorry, I was just frantically saying hi to everybody as they all came in.
Yes. All right. Very first thing we want to say is we want to say thank you to you guys because something big happened over. Well, what did it happen? A couple days ago.
I have no idea what you're talking about, so
This
I
happened.
can't. Oh, whoa! Yes, we did hit 7,000 subs. 7,000 subs. Wow, that's gonna be a great live stream today. Woo! So thank you so much to everybody. Thank you to all our fans and our friends. We just make videos, and this just keeps happening. So thank you so much. There's people out there that make 10 times what we do in terms of the subs and stuff, and we're just happy for every single one. So we're just slowly trugging along, and we can't thank you enough for just being a part of this thing, and just being part of our cruise community, our family. You know, this is it. So yeah, 7,000. Steph's just really excited. She just likes hitting fireworks buttons. So.
Woo! Yeah. Somebody just put this Sky One. So we just released our Amsterdam video. We were there. We were in Amsterdam for 2 days. So the first day has been released already. The other one will release on Wednesday. At the beginning of the day, we were talking about getting a coffee because we were looking for a coffee shop because it was really, really early. I think it was 7, maybe 7:30 when we got there. Now, come to find out, as we proceeded through the day and proceeded touring through Amsterdam, the term coffee shop has a different meaning in
Just a
Amsterdam.
little bit.
We did not know this at the beginning. So at the beginning, we really were looking for coffee. And as you saw, we did get coffee. That's it.
Yeah, had we not cut in breakfast, it would have been a completely different meaning, and that's funny. I don't care one way or the
No,
other,
it's
but it is
fine.
just very funny how everyone's like, "Oh, coffee, eh? Oh, it was one of these things. Oh, really?"
Yeah, no, we
You know,
actually did.
like
have
we
real
actually did have coffee. I'm not a morning person. I do not wake up before 1 o'clock in the afternoon. She's the Energizer Bunny at 5:30 in the morning. Like, come on, everybody, let's do ship tour day. I'm like, oh man, I need coffee. I run on this stuff. I live and breathe coffee. So I actually was looking for a legitimate coffee shop, and it turns out the ones that we're all joking about are all in one section, way far away
Yeah.
from the centrum.
But we did have coffee, like in a mug. Coffee beans, brewed.
Yes,
Coffee.
hot water run through beans. That's what we meant by coffee.
I was just like, it's funny because now everyone's telling us, hey, you guys know what coffee shop is? Yes, we know now. All right, so, but first, before we start anything, if you guys didn't know, yesterday was Sean's birthday, which is really exciting. So happy birthday.
Thank you very much. That was tons of cruise buddies, tons of people on Facebook and Insta said happy birthday. I'm not on. I don't have a Sean account on any of these places, so I really appreciated all those messages. Thank you. I tried to respond to them everyone I could. I think I got them all, but if it came back from saying from Sean and Steph, that was me because I don't have my own account. So there
Sean's
you go.
not on Facebook at all, so it's just he has to use our group account. I have a Facebook page so we can have all the accounts, but that otherwise neither one of us would be on Facebook. I don't think. I wish we could have a Facebook page without having a personal page sometimes, but whatever. It is what it is. Yes. So that was really exciting. So happy birthday to you.
Thank you very
That's
much. Thank you very much.
exciting. It's very, very fun. So yeah. What else we have going on homework wise? Let's see. We just finished editing. The entire Ventura series has been finished.
Yes, I finished episode
completely
7
done?
yesterday. We uploaded it last night around like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm currently cutting day 8 of Ventura, which is
my birthday.
which is Stephanie's birthday. It's disembarkation and our Southampton day as we wait one day. We have a 1-day layover until our Azura day. But right now, Ventura is completed. We're 100% done with the series. So it's been so much fun. It was great to see.
gosh.
And now I can't wait to get into the Fords, which is next.
Norway is coming next.
Norway.
So we'll be on Azura on the next week. But like I said, we've released Amsterdam. If you have not seen it, that we did the countdown today was a recap of the Amsterdam video. So kind of like a little commercial for the video. Check it out in the links below. You can check it out now, or you can wait till after the live stream and you can watch it. It's really, really fun. We had a great day. We did everything from, we walked 16 miles. When we got back to the ship, which we didn't calculate the right time, it said 16 miles.
Yeah,
on
we
it.
did
So
16 miles. So we
that
did.
was crazy.
If you pull up a map of Amsterdam, we did the big main area of Amsterdam over and over and over again. We did the whole thing, and then after dark, we wanted to see what the place looked like again, so we walked the whole thing again. It was awesome. I love that. I love port days where you just walked all day. It just makes me happy.
Yeah, it was so good. So that one is released now. On Wednesday, we will release day 2 of Amsterdam because we were overnight there, where we went to the Keukenhof Museum and saw all the tulips. So if you love flowers, you have to check this one out because it's going to be amazing. It will come out Wednesday. I believe it comes out around 4. So watch for it. It'll come out. It'll be in your, if you're subscribed, it'll be in your little, thing. Your little YouTube thing.
We have a lot of really cool questions if you want, pertaining to the Ventura and stuff.
Yes,
All right, let's
put
do
'em
it.
up. Let's
All right,
do
so
it.
our first question here is from Science. And Science said, would you ever sail the Ventura again? Abso-freaking-lutely. It is a great ship. I loved it. It's for me personally, it's the ship you want to sail a port-intensive European cruise on.
Yes.
I don't want any extra. I don't want a roller coaster. I don't need a lazy river. I don't want a waterfall. I don't need a Ferris wheel. I don't need a dive show. I want actual cruising because in Europe I was there to see the ports, and I'm sure Stephanie agrees. But
Yes.
for me, P&O was the perfect European cruise, and best food, best included food, really great drinks. What do you think?
I agree. It's a great port ship, and it's a great ship in itself, but it is there's not a lot going on as far as, like Sean said, like there's not a carousel on one of the floors. There's not, a zip line. There's not flow rider. There's none of these things that are extra.
There's nothing.
Really, you just kind of relax and you enjoy, you have a drink, you listen to the music, and then you go to port, which is what we really loved. So it was a great ship for ports. And we would do a Ventura sailing. We would do an Azura sailing. We would do any P&O ship again. We really loved the ship itself, and then we loved the ports. So
Pamela asked, or Pamela said she really wants to see the Anne Frank house. What are your thoughts on the Anne Frank house?
okay, so there's some things. It's a really neat experience as far as you get to walk through the bookcase and experience and be part of that history, right? We all know the story. We all had to read it in school. We all know what the stories are about. So it's really neat to be part of that. The downside of it is there are so many people that want to be part of that. It kind of takes away from the experience that I am not trying to be disrespectful to anyone. We really enjoyed it, but the process of the tour with so many people was distracting, and you just kind of wanted to be part of the moment.
Well, there were a lot of rude people, and
There really were,
And
a
look, it's a
lot.
very somber moment, right?
It
So
is.
don't be on your phone, don't play music. You're not actually supposed to have a phone present. I don't know why they didn't stop them, because I had a backpack that made it through security. They have a limit of what size backpack you could have, but literally every person who saw me have a backpack, I got an open lecture about my bag, right? So the fact that there are people there with their iPhone taking pictures of each other, like they're not
Yeah,
taking pictures
it
of the
was-
museum, they're taking selfies. There's no reason to take a selfie in the Anne Frank Museum. That's just,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, there's just no reason,
They
right?
also have they have a narrated tour, so you can have it, which is really, really nice. It's narrated in your language. I think they
Yeah,
have
it's almost like
10
20
different
languages. Oh, it's
they
big
have
time,
there. But the boxes that you have to do, so if you've ever been to a museum like the Smithsonian or any big museum, they have the little listening devices. Well, these devices beeped to get the IR.
Like you're scanning groceries.
Like you're scanning groceries. So all the kids are running up beeping the thing just so they can. It was so frustrating because
Yeah.
you really want to be present in this moment and part of this history, and yet you've got all these people just carrying on.
Yeah, like
people ruin everything.
Like for example, you
Basically
walk
what it is.
through the bookcase, and for me that was the most
That was
visceral moment of the experience, where you actually walk through the bookcase. I am far too tall. I'm big in every direction for this thing. So I was imagining what a family would do in order to have to traverse this. And it was brutal. And I was just trying to really absorb the situation. And behind me, they're talking about whatever, getting drunk, whatever. It's like, yo, don't come here then.
Yeah,
right?
it was
It's
kind of-
you're not forced to go to the Anne Frank house when you show up in Amsterdam. It's like, oh, it's your first time, you got to go. No, it's not like that. So don't go. Don't do it. So
we really enjoyed it.
yeah, loved it. Highly recommend it.
I'm not being negative on the museum itself is wonderful, but like
No, it's
we
just
always say people
it's just
ruin
like everything else. People ruin everything. It's just like our worst cruise is mostly due to people, and it has nothing to do with the cruise line itself. So same with this situation. There was a lot of disrespectful people in the museum, and it was very difficult to not stand up and like start lecturing
wanna
people,
start
right?
yelling.
Like, yo, this is not cool, right?
Yeah.
So
Just keep that in mind. If you do want to do the Anne Frank Museum, there is a cost, but you can get tickets online.
Actually, now you have
and
to get tickets online.
You have to get 90 days. They will sell out. Got ours 90 days. I had to set an alarm to make sure we got tickets. So just keep that in mind. That's a great thing to do. So it was a very somber moment to go through there. And if you can kind of put on your tune everyone out and just sort of be present, it's just a very it was just a very moving part of history that you got to be part of, I guess.
yeah, and it's important to see, because you're in the middle of all this gorgeous architecture and scenery and nothing but just beauty everywhere you look, and then right in the heart of the beauty is the absolute worst of the worst of the worst. It's like it's the juxtaposition of the amazing canals and the architecture with the absolute terror was something that is just like you just kind of wanted to sit back and absorb and really understand. The diary makes a heck of a lot more sense when you see it in person.
Yeah.
She was incredibly prolific. The statements she wrote, I can't write today. And she was like 14 or 15. I'm 42, right? So she is just the most prolific person. I was trying to put myself in that situation so I could really have a better appreciation and understanding. And like right as you're in the middle of reading like the most heartfelt passage, you have some jerk talking about where can I get a beer?
Yeah, it was crazy.
So yeah.
This is a great question. Ava Cousins had said, what was your favorite bit on Ventura? My favorite was the Great British Sail Away.
The Great British Sail Away was like crack for Stephanie. I mean, anytime you're allowed to like wave a flag and be like, woo,
So the next, when we do our Belgium episode, which will come out next Saturday,
a week from yesterday,
you'll get to see the Great British Sail Away. It's really, really
So
fun.
cool.
We are actually going to give away some flags. They're back here and they're back there somewhere. We're going to give some of those away to you guys in honor of that episode. So next weekend, we'll be giving away all the flags from the Great British Sail Away. It was so much fun. It is just people dancing. And I think that what the coolest part that we were noticing is that it's not a very lively ship, and everybody was lively at this thing. So everybody was smiling and laughing and singing and dancing and waving their flags. It was just kind of a fun moment to bring the whole ship together. And I loved it. It was just great. And I got to dance around and act silly. And
But see, the thing about the Great British Sail Away is it introduced Stephanie to a band that we would have never heard, and we were the only ones. This song comes on, and the whole place goes nuts. And we're looking around like, okay, because I'm a pretty big audiophile. I love music. I worked at MTV. I absolutely love music, and I've never heard this track in my life. And everyone around, I'm like, okay, we've definitely tripped into another time zone or some kind of another reality. And no, it's a band called Bucks Fizz, a very European, very ABBA-esque style band. And when this song comes up, they went crazy. And Stephanie's like, I've just heard my new favorite song.
I think we might play it every morning now when we were getting our coffee, like because we always get coffee in the morning before we go to work, and we sit down at the counter and we're having our coffee. I'm like, I can't say her name because she'll go on now, but play Bucks Fizz. Alexa, by the way.
Yeah, ooh, careful. Oh. She might have heard you.
So yeah, if you want to know, look up Bucks Fizz. I don't even know what the song is.
If you look up Bucks Fizz, it's the song that pops up.
Popular. So whenever you see because we don't put the music from Sail Away into our videos because of copyright stuff, but so when you see us dancing around, you can just imagine that song, and it was so much fun, and I loved it, and it's now my new favorite song. So yeah. All right. What else? What's our next question?
Sky One says, where is his comment? It just disappeared on my software here. No.
So anyway,
yeah. I'll have to pick up somebody else's comment.
Oh, Sean's looking for the comment. Is everybody having a good weekend?
Oh, making your mind up. Thank you, Venus Lady. Yes, that's it.
Making your
That's
mind
it.
up.
Hey, Sky One, if you could re-ask your question, our software has just rejected it wholly. And if you want to just re-ask it, I'll put it up. I apologize, but I don't make this software, so.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone's saying making your mind up. Yeah, so Bucks Fizz is like British royalty, apparently. We were the only ones. But the second Stephanie got it with with the flag movements, she's like, I don't care if I've never heard the song Flag Day. She's like waving down planes and stuff. It's great. So
it was so much fun. Like, it was just so much fun. I love the sail away. We didn't get a British sail away, like sailing away on Azura because we were in the Fords.
But we got to sail along.
We got to sail along.
Which was a modified thing, it was similar.
It was okay.
It wasn't as good.
It wasn't as good as the Ventura one. It didn't have nearly as much energy. I had the energy.
She has she could power the ship. For one, our Azura trip was in the Norwegian Fords, and they said once we get to a certain port, there is a noise ordinance, and they can't broadcast the movies, they can't do certain things, they can't play loud music. So that's partially the reason why our sail along was very different. We had to wait till a certain time, and even then it wasn't that loud, and it was the similar program as the sail away, but not nearly as organized, I think.
Yeah, it was a little. It was the Ventura Entertainment crew had it down pat, and it was great. But the Azura one was like, okay. It was. I mean, I had fun, but.
Emily asks if we learned any British slang. Yes, our British vlogger friends helped us learn all the slang. Like Stephanie's favorite thing, I think, is to say chuff to bits.
Chuff to bits?
That's her favorite.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I didn't think people actually use that in language, but they do, and it's so great.
Chuff to bits.
Like, it means you're like overjoyed, over the moon. That's what the chuffed to bits. So now there you go. There you go, world. Now you know chuffed to bits. British.
Oh, Venus Lady says one of the singers from Bucks Fizz often sings on the Britannia. That's awesome. So Venus Lady a while ago asked us if we would sail on the Britannia, and we want to. We absolutely want to. The reason we didn't pick Britannia, and it was in there. It was in the mix up until the last second when the schedules didn't work out. But the reason we didn't want to do Britannia is because let's all remember that P&O is a carnival company. So when you get to the bigger ships, it starts reminiscing all the big carnival ships, right? So we didn't want a largely Americanized ship for our very first British cruise, and we were happy because the very first day we stayed in our hotel, all the people in Southampton, all the people who were in the restaurant with us were Americans, and we were like, "Oh, you're going to be on our ship?" They're like, "No, we're going to be on Britannia." And we're like, "Shoo!
really
I didn't want another American ship. I wanted to experience a different culture. I wanted to know what a full English breakfast looked like without an American ordering it." You know what I'm saying? I just,
nice.
It was very nice. So that's
really
why we didn't pick Britannia, but we will absolutely do Britannia and Iona next. Now that we've done Ventura and Azura,
Yes.
for sure.
Oh, Iona.
Oh, Iona. Oh, Iona.
That's like off the charts. The pictures, the renderings. Oh my gosh, it's just something from another world. It looks so pretty. So we're excited about that. So I definitely have to do that. I think Cheryl Baker was on. No, maybe not. That sounds familiar. I don't know.
Yeah,
there were a lot of singers.
Yeah, sure. Maybe you had ABBA at your birthday. I have no idea.
He's so cool. Yes. So
Let's
anyway,
see.
what's next?
Yeah, let's see. So if you have any other questions or anything that you want to talk about, let's talk about anything that you want.
We have a couple other things too.
Yes. So if there's no questions, feel free to load it up.
So we will have behind the scenes. If you see our numbers back here, 535 is where we're currently at for Sean and Stef BTS. If you would like to subscribe, I don't think I have a thing for that. I don't have a thing for that. So if you want to subscribe to our BTS channel, we have a lot of behind the scenes stuff coming from Europe. Sean's trying to get the vlogs done and put away and finished. So that we can start releasing those as they come out, and then he can move on to behind the scenes. We have hacking, we have gear, we've got
a lot.
What we do when we're in port, what's in our port bag, all that stuff. We have all of that coming. So if you don't want to miss that, go ahead and subscribe right here.
Oh, yeah.
I can't do that.
I've also got some tutorials coming out with people have asked, like, how do we do our countdowns? How do we do our transitions? Things like that. I'm going to show you exactly everything that we do, except for live streaming. Stephanie's going to show you the live streaming because she's the live streamer. I know the software, but not nearly as well as she does.
All right, Sky, and then Emily, I'm going to get to your question next after this one. Did you notice that there were a lot of young people in Amsterdam?
Only in one area. Only in one area. Everything else was all family driven. But in the red light district and in the cannabis area, which is basically the red light district, you saw tons of young 18 to 23-year-olds running around acting a fool. But it's only in that zone. When you go to Vondel Park or you go outside, you go to Jordan or wherever else, it's just normal life. They're regular people living there, right?
Yeah, it is a busy city.
Yeah, it is a busy city. It's a working city.
Tourists, I would say that the groups of the 20-something kids, either there for bachelor parties or bachelorette parties, they were primarily in the red light district, and beside the red light district street, there is another street with all the coffee shops. So all the coffee shops in the red light district are all basically in one area. They're about, I think it's about maybe 6-7 blocks. It's not that big. So everyone's kind of concentrated there. All of the bars are there, the pubs are there, the coffee shops, so it's all right there, and that's it. And then everything else, when you spread out into the other parts of the city, there was just regular people, tourists spread apart and all that stuff. But pretty much it was just in that area. So, but there are a lot of young people, a lot of backpackers. You can tell, like a lot of traveling Europe kind of.
And by backpackers, we mean like doing the hostel thing, like
Yes.
like five kids sharing one beer kind of thing.
Yes.
We literally had them watch a group of kids order 1 pint and 5 glasses, and they're like, "Yo, that's not gonna happen here."
All right, Emily asked this. She said, what activities were on board the ship?
If you just joined us, the ship she's talking about is the P&O Ventura, and I'm going to say right now, very limited. It's not what you expect from an Americanized ship where there's probably 5 or 6 choices of something to do at any given time. On the 2 P&O ships that we went on, Ventura and Azura, in my humble opinion, there was the trivia or the activity, and then you went to the next place and did that if you wanted to do that. But the most of the Brits sat there and drank because that's what they like to do as a culture, so they didn't really care. There's really good live music. There's tons of drinks around. You just have some snacks. There's French fries around every corner, pommes frites, chips, crisps. I forget. There's
Lots
just
of food.
Lots of different words for the word French fries, but tons of fries everywhere. Tons of pub food, and so just the majority of people, they would do like the gender games or the trivia or whatever, but the majority of people would be sitting there drinking on the open deck.
They had the rugby and football, soccer, playing in the bars. So
in the pub. There's people watching sports,
meetups
drinking,
and that kind of stuff. They had lectures. They have, like Sean said, the trivia. They would do the bingo, all of the typical stuff on the cruise ship. There's just not, and then they have the pools. They have a ton of pools. If it was warmer, goodness gracious. They have 5 pools?
Yeah, they had 5 pools. It's the most pools I've ever seen on their biggest pool, or their smallest pool is larger than most pools that we see on the typical lines you find out here.
Very, very
I'd like to take a second. I completely just spaced. I'm in the middle of work mode. I'm still editing right now. I just happen to be over there, whatever. I'd like to say hi to Sharon at Sea and Cruising with Wheels. We've got lots of really famous people in here. Thank you so much for dropping by our little chats. That's awesome. These who are much bigger channels and they're huge people. So thank you so much. You're all awesome for joining us. That's so cool.
Thank you. Oh, and Sharon at Sea, we're going to see you. We're so excited.
Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, and since we're talking about that, we do have this happened.
Yeah, we got invited to hang out with Josh Hokum and his amazing group of group cruisers, and Alyssa and Griff were there as well, or Cullen if you know them, and they're just awesome people. It's great to meet other YouTubers. Josh is exactly what you think he would be. Mm-hmm. He is very much on. I love it. For me, I honestly thought it might have been a little bit of emoting for the show. It's not. It's not. We were at downtown Disney Springs with literally 100,000 people, and you could absolutely hear Josh at all times. So he's definitely the internet cruise director for reals. Love him.
It was so great to meet everyone. We've met so many people in the last couple weeks. I feel like it's just been like boom, 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 and it's so fantastic.
So cool.
So
Cruising with Wheels just popped in to say congrats on 7K. Thank you so much. We hit.
Didn't know.
Yeah. Whoa! We hit 7,000 subs. It's a huge milestone for us. Thank you so much to everybody for making that happen. That's crazy. That's crazy.
See, we don't have sound effects, so I'm gonna make it myself. Woo! Anyway.
Okay. Kathy says Cruise Tips TV is in here. Hi, Sherry. If you're in here.
Hi, Sherry.
I didn't see you, but if you're here, hi. Bianca has a really cool question that she asked twice, so I have to get back to her. Oh, please don't tell me you erased it already, computer. All right. So Bianca we get this question daily. Says, I have a question. My dream is to travel and cruise like you guys, but between money and working, it's hard. So how do you manage to travel so often? One thing about, it's a great question. One thing about YouTube is perception is reality. It may look like we travel a lot. I'd like it to look like that. I'd like to actually have it be that way. But in reality, we spend more time here in our office than we do traveling.
We travel a lot.
We travel more often than not. But again, we run our own company online. So as long as we have relatively decent internet, we can stay in touch. And by we, I mean her. When it comes to customer service and stuff, you don't want me on the phone. But aside from that, we make it a priority. Like, people make fun of me for having this is my one shirt. There's 4 copies of this shirt, by the way. But yeah, that's kind of how we live our life. Like, we don't spend any money. Like, we eat spaghetti at home every day. We live like broke college kids. If you looked around our house, you'd be like, oh, y'all got nothing. We have 1 car. So everything we do is pared down. We eat most of the time we only eat 1 to 2 meals a day. We skip meals. Our favorite pastime is playing free video games. She and I are very competitive in like Fortnite if we have the free time to do it. Otherwise, we're making vlogs.
Fortnite is free.
Yeah, Fortnite's free. That's why we play it. So in other words, the way we make it happen is every single dime that we don't spend on anything, like we don't have kids or anything like that. So every single dime that we don't spend goes away in a jar, basically. So that's how we do it. We make it our priority. And Stephanie is crazy about finding those deals. She'll be looking at every single line going, nope, 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 and it's just constant back and forth. And then luckily sometimes we'll get someone amazing like Brittany Watson who sponsors and sends us out on trips. We absolutely love Brittany. So yeah. And that's basically how we do it. We have some financial backers. We have some patrons. That brings in a couple $100 a month. It's not like we're living high on the hog or anything like that, if that's still a phrase. But really, it's just a function of this is all we want to do. So we make video for a living. We have another business that does video. If you create video, we make presets and templates and flares. And if you've seen America's Got Talent, you've seen our stuff left and right. That's what we do. But our passion, the thing that we want to do ever is travel. We're both getting older. I've gotten very, very sick many times. We just want to be able to travel before things, pan down. What's that?
That's exactly right.
Oh, it's great being dinks. Yes. For those of you who don't know what dinks is, that's not an insult. Don't get it crazy. It means dual income, no kids. And that's actually a phrase that the cruise lines call us. We're a demographic. That's another reason why cruise lines want us to show up on their ship and say things, is because they want to know what two grown adults, both working, dual income.
40-somethings.
40-somethings. Yes, I'm 42. She's another number I'm not going to say if she wants to say. She's 41.
It.
We were the same age for a minute.
We were the same age.
But yeah, it's just, that's exactly right. Cruising with Wheels is right. They break all vloggers and bloggers down to demographics. What are you? Who you are? How old are you? What's your sexual preference? What's your lifestyle like? Whatever it is. If you're a nudist and a blogger, you're going to get put on ships. It's just how it is. I don't want to be on that ship because,
Those
towels
ships do
everywhere.
exist, by the way.
Those ships, I'm not joking. Those ships exist. They put towels down everywhere. Can you imagine? Yo, can I get a fresh towel on this MDR?
Jill, we do have cable. The only reason why we have cable TV, and we are getting rid of our HBO as soon as tonight's episode.
Yeah, we only have HBO because this one
Surprise,
just can't.
surprise.
This one was going on like the shady sites to download the episodes. I'm like, look, I don't need a virus up in my network.
We have
So
cable only because it's bundled with our internet. So we need internet for our company. We have 300 download speed and 30 upload speed, I think. So to get that, it was actually cheaper to just bundle in phone.
Yeah, we basically get free
and
TV.
We have cable for free. So, but if we had to pay for it separate, we would not have it. That would be one thing we would not have. So
yeah, I mean, every single person out there represents a demographic. Every interest out there represents a demographic. So if you're passionate about cruising, just find out what makes you unique. That's all. Just have your own voice. The great thing about all the YouTube creators that are currently in this chat right now is we all know about the same things. We all experience the same or similar things, but we all have vastly different takes. Some of us are, we're all different ages. We're all different kinds of lifestyles. We're all different groups. Some of us have families. Some of us don't. And every single group of those people represents another group of people. Like, for example, the people who are interested in Josh Hokum are not calling us because I'm not running around going, fabulous. It's just not my style.
different styles.
It's just different style, but I love Josh.
we have, speaking of that,
and
Emily
people
has
want
a
him.
great question for
Okay.
style-wise. Speaking of style and what we do, how we shoot things and all that stuff.
Oh.
So Emily asks, I can only see that's all I can see.
She says,
so.
why is most of your vlog footage slow motion visual shots and not much dialogue? I always wondered what the choice was behind that. And then it cuts off.
Oh,
just curious. Oh, it
So
cuts off one word.
here's
That's fabulous.
The thing, which we've been learning with every vlog that we do and produce. When you are exploring, you forget we have the camera on. Pretty much the camera's never off. It's always running. It's always shooting.
Hard drives are
something.
cheap. Yeah.
But when we're exploring a place like Amsterdam or Brugge or any of these places that we're going, we are seeing it and we forget that we need to turn it around on ourselves. So we are getting better. We actually want to add more.
Yeah, we're talking more.
The Belgium episode that's coming up, you will notice a huge difference because we did get better. So we actually
So
get better every
let's
time.
let's add a little bit more to that though. Okay, as a YouTuber and other YouTubers who are in here, Sharon, Cruising with Wheels, please jump in and put in your opinion, please. For us, it's always a learning process. After every vlog, we sit down and we watch the material and we go, what can we do better? Part of that has to do is that we're both previous Disney cast members and that they drill that into you. That's just day one. You will absolutely come back with, how can you do it 10 times better than last time? That's just how it is. So that's what we do. Some of my inspirations, Casey Neistat, Karen Nate, They are heavy on the B-roll side of things. I come from a place where I used to work in music videos and stuff, and music is a part of my life. Music got me through some really terrible times in my life, and it's always been a part of my history. So for me, I speak through music, and I love to cut. In addition to that,
That's
I want
editing, by the way.
yeah, editing. In addition to that, I want to look different than everybody else. Our style, my style, it's not Steph. She does the majority of the shooting, but I do all the editing. My style is that. I mean, my inspirations are guys like Guy Ritchie and Mick G. I just like things more visual and visceral, and I just want to be different. We can all grab the camera. I just don't want to do something that everybody else is doing. This is my voice and my heart, and it's kind of like a living love letter to Steph. If I'm as sick as everyone thinks I am, and I unfortunately am no longer here, I want the show to be entertaining enough for Stephanie to remember and not just us, walking and talking. That's just my personal preference. That's it.
Yeah. But we do try to, we know we want to talk more to the camera. We want to do that part. So we are starting to add that in more and more.
Sharon said that my Josh impression was spot on.
Like Cruising with Wheels just said, we're always learning and always evolving. That is so true.
You have to.
We change. We try to get better. We try to say, okay, so our goal for Europe was to shoot we wanted to get these really grand shots and really pretty. So we were basically like crawling on the ground to get shots.
Well, like Karen, Nate,
really,
and Casey
really cool.
get the shot, and we don't have a crew. We don't, we could crew up. I've got a friend who's a professional drone pilot. I could get a BTS crew like that tomorrow, sound and video people. We don't have any of that, right? So trying to get all this content with each other while still being in the moment and posting on Insta, because we live post on Insta. It's just like we woke up one day and said we have 3 minutes of free time. Why don't we just live vlog on Insta to make our lives even more difficult? But that's the whole point. We're always doing something. We're always trying to learn and get better. As storytellers, we want you to be entertained, obviously, otherwise you won't watch. And I spent my entire career, my entire last 20 years working on TV, so I try to deliver this stuff as TV episodes. What's going on?
I'm Madison. If we are ever in Indiana,
we
will definitely.
It's funny too, because
over.
when I first met Steph, I got a job offer in Indiana. That was very funny.
You did, yeah. So yeah, we learn. We are learning. Sean is not dying. He's just he has health problems that the
I've lost almost 300 pounds in the last 2 years. Some of it is by my own volition, but I just refuse to believe that this weight loss, as quickly as it's been, has been 100% healthy. I have a lot of health issues I don't want to get into, but the reason why we cruise a lot and travel a lot is because we believe the ocean is healing. And if you go back and watch, one of our old Norwegian, the episode of the Getaway on the Getaway, I think where we were in Harvest Key, you can see that I'm really, really sick. There was a time in my life where I would be vomiting 3 to 5 times a day, and now that's a little less. But you never know what happens. Get hit by a bus tomorrow. We're not saving up to travel when we're older. We're just saving up we're not saving up now. We're just traveling. So
yeah. So we were saving up to have a family, and we went down that entire route, that entire road, and then it didn't work out. So then now we are traveling. So there's no kids in our future at this point, and so we're traveling and trying to stay as healthy as possible. And the sea does that for us. It really does change. We both lost weight. I'm not as fast as Sean, but we have lost some weight. We actually lost like 8 pounds on our Europe trip, which I don't understand how, because Sean lost a lot more than me, but I lost like 8 pounds on Europe trip.
I was 225 on day 1 of Ventura, and I'm now 207.
Yeah, so it's just we are happier, and when your stress is down and you're happy and all this stuff aligns, which it does for us when we're on a cruise ship at sea.
I don't know if you can see that, but that was me only a couple of years ago. That was
3 years ago.
That was 3 years ago. I was well over 300, well into the 400 pound range, and so it's hard to tell. But I'd like to. The doctors were basically blaming the weight for all my issues, so I dropped the weight. Now they can't say nothing. So
yes, and Cruising with Wheels, we feel it's a lot of work to do.
Oh my gosh, so much. And Sharon said the same thing. Sometimes you just forget to, you're in the moment.
In the moment, you want to see everything, and you're like, oh, that's right. I got it. Oops.
And the thing is, if you make a mistake or you miss something, you can't go back and redo it. And some people will hold you to that. We get every once in a while we get a comment.
Bye, Tony. Joining us.
Talking about the plussing. I wanted to say this because I forgot. I got sidetracked. Tony from Lita Loca. If you don't watch them, check them out. They were doing this thing with super chats and this rubber chicken, and I died of laughter. I was having like the worst day ever, feeling super sick, and that brought me to a much happier place. And I was looking at that going, there's got to be something we can do about super chats to take things up a level. So we, as YouTubers, we're always helping each other take things up another level. So Stephanie went and found out how to make this thing automatic. And it's really kind of simple. YouTube releases an API that allows this to happen. It's not that big of a deal, but it was because of Tony doing that, we were like, wow, we should really be considering that whole process of how do we do things better? How do we do things more? We should go down this route as well. So we do that on everything. If you notice right here in the upper, wow, I'm really redonkulous with camera angles. If you notice this thing here, animated this for Stephanie, and she put that up there. She figured out how to make this happen, so it looks like some kind of a legitimate. This is not a big deal. This is an animated GIF file. It's not that big of a deal, right? But we figured out how to do that, and then it's constantly how do we get this thing up and up and up. Same with the fireworks. Steph's like, how do I put fireworks on this? I'm gonna make it happen.
We have 7,000 subs!
Yeah, see, I shouldn't have said the fireworks.
Sorry.
I don't.
Anyway, we're gonna go on. Anyway, also before we keep going, I do want to say this. I know he is currently on a cruise right now, but I have to give a shout out to Cody.
Yes, that was
and his
super cool.
family. We got to meet him. He is a cruise buddy. If you don't know what
He's
that
part of the
is,
Sean and Steph Cruise
he's
Buddies.
part of Sean and Steph Cruise Buddies. So thank you very much, Cody. They are on the Carnival Breeze right now with Josh's group cruise. We had to give a shout out to them because it was awesome meeting you guys. So thank you guys for meeting us, and it was great. You have the best family. You have the cutest kids. Oh my gosh, so cute. Anyway, there you go. Da-da-da, da-da-da.
So yeah, just to break down why we travel, we make travel a priority because life is tough. Our business gets attacked left and right. We came back from a trip to find our bank accounts emptied. We got ripped off and stolen from. It was like enough to make you want to cry. The other side of our life is very, very difficult, rife with all kinds of very stressful. So we travel, and that probably has an effect on our health. The doctors won't let me admit it, but I believe stress is what's killing me. They say no. Take a pill and shut up. But anyway, so that's why we travel. The sea is very healing. There's something about it that's just, no matter what kind of problems you have, it just kind of washes over you.
So on some good news to get off of this really sad stuff about health. We have another cruise. Da-da! Da-da-da! Da-da! That's like my new song. Da-da-da! Da-da-da!
We are so happy that Harmony moved to Orlando, to Port Canaveral. Shouldn't call it Orlando. That offends some people. But our closest port. And we are super, super excited to go, not only go on Harmony, but to go to Coco Cay.
Oh yeah, let's talk about Coco Key, which used to be Coco Key. I'm gonna remove this here a second. Yeah, so we've been having this discussion. We were talking with Josh and Griffin and Alyssa at downtown Disney Springs the other day when we were meeting them. And so Perfect Day is out. It looks amazing. If you are in the cruising world, you can't miss it. I mean, every post on Instagram, everything is pink and blue and it's all these colors. So Perfect Day is at Coco Key. But now that it's Perfect Day, it's now called Coco Cay. So now it's Perfect Day at Coco Cay or Perfect Day at Coco Key. We don't know how to say it anymore. I know you can say it anyway. So, but yeah, we're really excited for that. We're really excited to try out the new island, Coco Cay. Since it's new, we'll say K now. Yeah, so we're really excited about Harmony.
So excited. We love Vista class ships are awesome. We love them. We love the dive shows, love the food. So it's going to be nice to basically get 3 of the 5 knocked out. And we have to try a different kind of Royal class ship though. I really want to do a Quantum class ship, but we always end up on a Vista class. Ed has a funny question for you, and I'd like you to answer it because we get this a lot.
All right, let's see. What's it called?
When did the Let's Go finger point start?
I don't know.
So here's the deal. You get like 95% of who we are in the show. Stephanie and I have, each of our cats have 25 nicknames. We sing songs about stupid stuff all the time. We wave goodbye to our cabin. The Let's Go thing has just evolved from us both working at Disney all the time and making fun of like Dora the Explorer. Let's go, explorers! You know, we say that all the time. Or like when every time we see Bienvenido, Steph turns to me and goes, "What took you so long?" That's from a Geico Dora the Explorer commercial. We're dorks. That's just how it is. We are. It's very funny. We have like 50 nicknames for each other. It's just we sing all the time, make stupid songs up, like not professionally, just like we'll sing about something going like, "That guy's rude. I hope he doesn't trip on his luggage. Oops, he tripped. There he goes." Stuff like that. So.
We really do that. We need to put that in the behind the scenes.
We do.
Because that's fun. Yeah, so that's the only thing. Thanks, Cruising for Wheels.
Thanks, Cruising with Wheels.
With us.
If you're not following them for whatever reason, make sure to double click on them, follow them because they're awesome. And good luck with the editing. Can't wait to see your next vlog. That's awesome. And thank you for the congratulations. That means the world coming from you. Thank you so much. You all are awesome.
And thank you guys for that because of what.
Woo! So Sharon at C says it's Coco K rhymes with day, hey, play, pay, etc.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Jamie said that. I apologize. I didn't get to your name till the very end. Jamie said that. Took over Sharon's account for a second. Yeah. So we're going to go to Perfect Day at Coco K, and hopefully it won't be as crazy crowded, but we are definitely super stoked to find out that it's got ridiculously high speed internet on there. There are people streaming down the slides.
The Royal Caribbean blog
that is awesome.
live stream all of the water slides
down the slide,
everything. So we're really excited. Hopefully, fingers crossed, nothing changes with wearing cameras or taking cameras on water slides. So we're finger crossing.
Oh,
I'm not jinxing it. I'm crossing my fingers that we get to take our cameras on there. So that's so fantastic.
We won't now that you said it, but Kathy just said something hilarious. Hubby was saying, "Let's go!" all over the joy of this past week. Let's go!
Let's go!
So
Just now you can think of Dora the Explorer. Let's go, explorers!
So if you could imagine Stephanie as a blonde Dora the Explorer as a kid, I guarantee you that's exactly how she was.
About right. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So that's all of our stuff.
We covered all of our homework,
We
eh?
got it. Yeah.
All right.
Subscribe to BTS. Someone asked. The link is below. It's easier to link in the bottom in the description there. And here's the Cruise Buddies. If you want to go.
Yes, if you're on Facebook, please join our Cruise Buddies. It's we've got a really strong family there. It's very positive. There's no finger pointing or aggression of any kind. That's just not allowed. So we've got some comments saying I'm a part of a bunch of cruise groups and I'm not going to join yours. Ours is just the extension of what we do now. So you're all one big happy family there. So if you want to join other like-minded cruisers and just be positive about cruise life and just talk and ask questions, come join us. Everybody's family. Actually, we see a lot of Cruise Buddies in here already, so that's great. And it was Cruise Buddies who put us together with Josh, so thank you. Cody.
Thank you for that. Yes. So
Amy says she wants more bloopers and cut room videos. I promise more behind-the-scenes cut room videos are coming, and the blooper reel on Ventura was pretty funny. I'm hoping there's going to be one on Azura. It just magically happens. I'm cutting, and all of a sudden Stephanie says or does something crazy, and I'm like, that's going in the reel, So yeah, that's.
We don't plan anything. We don't script anything. So everything is just.
So if this ever comes up in history, there's one shot on one vlog in our entire series that was planned. One shot, and we will never do it again. We copied friends who did it, and then after we did it, I had to take 27 showers because it didn't feel right and it didn't fit, and I'll never do it again. And it wasn't a big deal. We just had the camera in the room as we come in the room. You can do that all the time. It just didn't feel right for us because. Well, we all look at the camera, or we all acted. We were like, "What should we be saying?" Right? So instead, we just walk into the room with the camera, and we say whatever we say, or we just cut to slow-mo goodness. So
this shirt that Sean has, he does have 4 of them.
I do. I should go grab them for proof. Are they in the closet? I should really bring one out just to.
No, he really does have a bunch of them. It really is his favorite shirt. It fits him perfectly. It's one of those where you find the perfect everything, and it's just perfect. So he's got 4 of them, and. Yeah, that's why he wears it a lot.
Stephanie, not ignoring your comment. I'm sorry that you're in the same situation as us. We feel you, and that's absolutely why we travel. Travel is a wonderful thing. Where are you two vlogging from? Symphony says Orlando. We hail from Orlando, which is where we met up with Josh and Alyssa and Cullen.
There we go. Yes, we met everyone at Disney Springs, so that's where we are. We are in Orlando. It's a fun city, which makes it very easy for cruising because we can go to any of the ports. Basically, Tampa. If we never sailed out of Tampa. We could go to Jacksonville. Also, never sailed out of Jacksonville.
Keeps listing ports we don't go to.
We have sailed out of Port Canaveral, which is considered Orlando, and then Miami and Fort Lauderdale. Yeah. So we have all of.
We've done that. Miami train. Come on, Branson, make it happen. I'm sick and
Fort Lauderdale.
No. Yeah, it's not close. They haven't even broken ground to Orlando yet. I can't wait. Travel is life, though. Jay Dazzler just said that. Yeah, I would, for the first time ever when we were in Europe, I did not want to come home. I just wanted to keep traveling. Europe, we got bit by the bug, and there's something crazy. Show of hands, who here has done an overnight at a port? This was our first overnight in Amsterdam, and it was awesome. Not doing this number, not wrist turning the whole day. Ooh-wee, that was a game changer because we're always going, well, we've got 45 minutes before we have to be back on the ship. Do we risk it or do we become that viral couple missing their ship? We should just do that just once.
We will not.
Just kidding. You should do a vlog of the cats. Actually, Crazy Cat Traveler, if you dig deep enough, you'll find that we did 150 daily vlogs. Our channel was not a travel channel at first. We were daily vlogging about our relationship, and the cats make a huge appearance in every single one of those.
Because they're basically the most exciting thing that happens in our house.
Yeah, exactly. We're boring. They're awesome.
That's pretty much how it is. So, yeah. Let's see.
Sean, you must be 7 feet tall if you weigh 270. You look great. Oh, thank you. Oh, wow. I'm 6'2". My highest that I was recorded was over 420 something, and I'm now 207. My scale can actually read me. I don't have to go to the grocery store to get weighed. So
Ridiculous.
it's saying what? It's saying 207.
No, you're ridiculous.
How am I ridiculous?
Overnight stays are so fun. That was our
Oh
very
my gosh,
first one.
the best.
Bermuda.
We definitely want to
3
do
nights
Bermuda.
in Bermuda. Now I'm looking at cruises and trying to find something that works. What is your must do in Norway?
Ooh. Well,
Excuse me. So sorry. Where are you going? I guess that should be the first. So we did Stavanger, we did Olden, we did Bergen, and
Alisund.
Alisund. Those were 4? Yeah, those were our 4.
I love sailing out of the forwards, but Pulpit Rock was dope.
Yeah,
I mean,
so it depends on where you're going. If we've been there, we will give you some advice on our things, because every port is different. So there was different things to see in different ports. So yeah, let us know. And we'll
overnighted in Venice. That sounds amazing.
That sounds nice.
Oh, goodness gracious. I would do that in a heartbeat. So here's another question for you all. Where else should we go? We've now, with the exception of Holland America, which we have sailed, just not for the show, we've done every major cruise line. We're now starting to go into the furthest extents. We just did P&O. Now we're planning on doing AIDA. Where else? What other ships do you think we should try? Because we're also considering non-ship related travel, but who knows?
Yeah, we're trying to look at some land-based stuff.
Especially in Europe.
Especially for just a lot easier to travel country to country to country once you're there. So, yay for going to the Symphony of the Seas. That's awesome, Carrie.
Let's see. She said,
inside cabins are great. They're our favorite. We love them.
Yeah. I mean, look, unless you spend a lot of time on your balcony, that's an extra, probably a G that you can use on something else. So it really depends on what your priorities are. There's nothing cooler than sipping your morning coffee on the balcony. But for us, we're never allowed in the room because we're always working and doing stuff. So like for us, I'd sleep underneath the engine if they'd let me,
And we definitely want to do a cruise to New England and Canada.
Yeah,
We're going to do one this year on the Meraviglia, which is coming over from Europe to go to Miami. We changed it at the very last second. Well, actually not last second, it's still far away. But for us, it was last second. We changed it from doing New England, Canada to doing the reposition cruise from
Back down.
New York to Miami.
Yeah.
The reason why we chose it is because we're going to finally get to do deep southern Caribbean ports.
The ABCs.
So Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, and then Grenada. There's a bunch of them that we've never done, and it's basically going to finish up our
It will kill the Caribbean
tour
for
of
us.
the Caribbean.
It'll be
So
done.
we'll have every island. Plus, we're going to get to do MSC's brand new island. I believe we are the first ship to go.
Which means we won't go.
Which means we probably won't be there because it won't be finished.
Yeah.
But I think we are scheduled to go. So I think Meraviglia is the first one. So we will see.
Everyone, a lot of people,
Yes,
including
we'll
Stephanie, are
see.
saying river cruising. And yes,
Yes.
river cruising is definitely the next step for us. It's just considerably more expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive.
So we're trying to figure out ways we can make that happen. So if there's a river cruise company out there that wants a Sean and Steph video, holler at us, please. But otherwise, it's just back to work, earning the money to make that happen. But river cruising is definitely on our list. David said transatlantic. We did one from Orlando to Spain to Barcelona. You can see that it was Stephanie's birthday last year. She gets the coolest birthday presents.
we were in Gibraltar.
Yeah,
So
she was in Gibraltar. She had a monkey birthday. Transatlantic
So
monkey
fun.
birthday is what we call that. So yeah,
Yeah, Allison, it did rain in Bermuda the last time we were there.
the whole time.
But we definitely want to go back and do the 3 days, especially it wasn't warm enough to do any beach or water activities. So, which I think we actually had a water activity planned, but it was freezing. It was really, really cold.
Yeah, all the boat
So-
captains were like, yo, nah.
Yeah, I think China, Asia is definitely on our top 5 right now. We're
Japan,
definitely
for sure.
looking
Japan, for
at
sure.
that. We definitely want to do the British
British
Isles
Isles.
as well.
Ooh, yeah.
There's so many.
Oh my gosh, I
Just-
want to
there's so much
see
to
the Northern
do.
Lights.
Northern Lights,
I want,
yes.
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
The Galapagos. I mean,
The
those are-
Galapagos. I'm just repeating you. And I just,
Normally they're like, why does he repeat you? Now you're just flipping the script.
oh, we're so many great ports. Yes, I'm going to look up all of these.
Santorini. Oh, are you kidding? I would love to go to Greece
Yeah,
in a heartbeat.
med
in a
cruise would be
Med cruises would be fun. Sherry's med cruise looked delightful. I really want to try that golf cart. That is the coolest. A golf cart with GPS and emergency, like, yo, you missed your turn.
And it
That's
tells
great.
you all of the port stuff that you're going to.
And it's got a built-in history buff built inside. That's awesome.
Like, that is the best. If you haven't seen that, check out Cruise Tips TV Malta. I think it was Malta.
So
Episode.
Dominic asks, when do you plan on Alaska? That's a good question. All of our friends are either going to Alaska or already in or have just been to Alaska. That's a really good question. The only thing that's ever been detrimental, 2 things have been detrimental for us on Alaska. 1, the flight is outrageously expensive. We can actually fly to Europe for cheaper. And 2,
true.
And two, getting on the ship for us, in our humble opinion, is only half the battle. As vloggers, we want to do any and every excursion humanly possible. And it's expensive in the Caribbean. It makes the Caribbean look free by comparison. The excursions in Alaska are way, way expensive. So unless we can get some kind of financial help or some kind of sponsorship, it's going to be a long time coming, because I think we did the budget and it was, oof.
Everything's just really, really,
Yeah, we
really,
couldn't
really
we
high
couldn't
priced.
really get the budget down below a number that was well past our threshold. So we're still trying. Alaska will happen one day, but it's not in the books as of yet.
Yes. Yes. What else we got going on here?
I would definitely want to go on Quantum. Goodness gracious, Quantum.
We have not been on a Quantum class ship, and we really want to.
Yeah.
We've covered Oasis. We've got Oasis pretty much on lock, especially with Harmony coming up. So we really definitely want to do. Sorry, I was just looking at everybody's comment. We definitely want to do Quantum class. We've seen them. We've seen them in port.
Yeah, I mean, even if I don't get a chance to do the Star thing, I definitely want to check out that ship. Symphony of the Seas changed my view on Royal, so I kind of want to just keep doubling down to see how far down the Royal rabbit hole we can go to see if it's actually as awesome as the experience that we had on Symphony.
Yeah. All right. Any reviews in the Aquaventure water park? What is Aquaventure water park?
Hey, what is the Aquaventure water park? Which is that on a ship? I'm not sure.
I don't know what that is.
Yes,
Yes.
Stephanie, the Southern Caribbean, that's it for us. Once we get the ABCs locked down, we'll have done every single Caribbean port. So we're kind of excited to basically do that. That way we can say we've literally done the Caribbean. Can't wait. Cannot wait.
Cross them all off in one swoop. It's a 13-day, 12-day
Yeah, something like
cruise,
that.
something like that. It's almost 2 weeks from New York to Miami. Well, we go past Miami and then
The
swim back.
Aquaventure water park in the Bahamas.
That's Atlantis.
Oh, Atlantis. Oh,
there we
yeah.
are.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. We have a lot of fun. We actually have an Atlantis video that will never see the light of day. And that's terrible. I wish I could somehow cut it and just release it, but it will never. There's an entire trip that Stephanie and I went on recently, and it will never see the light of day. So, and it has nothing to do with Atlantis. Atlantis was the most fun. We highly recommend. There's this little. Where was that?
So
Cabana?
we got a cabana for the day.
On the river.
I believe it holds either 6 or 8 people that you can get. So if you have friends, you can split it. We had one on the fast, lazy river. It's not really lazy. It's the rapid river. And it was the perfect whole day. We were staying in Nassau at another resort, which we're not going to talk about. That's why this video will never see the light
We'll
of day.
never see the light of day.
Which we had a really bad experience with. But we went there for the entire day. So we were there at like 8 or 9 o'clock 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, and we stayed all the way until the sun was set. I think it was like 7:38, and it was having our cabana with the water. You get a server, you have a fan, you can have shade. It was
I
just
had
loungers,
all of our
nice.
batteries. I was coming back and
They
switching
have,
batteries.
Yeah, they have electric there, so you can charge batteries because we had all the GoPro stuff going. So we would come back. We would basically take the rapids around a couple times with our GoPro, and GoPros don't last very long, battery-wise. And then we jump out of the river, run up to our little cabana, put all of our batteries in the chargers, take another set, and then go back out. It was really nice. So we loved it. We had a great time. It's a fun place. There's a lot to do, lots to see. You can spend an entire day there. So definitely, I recommend Atlantis Aquaventure. That's so fun. Somebody just said, I think it was South Florida Tech. Yes, we will be going to Perfect Day in
August?
right here. Whoa.
There you go.
Da-da-da. We have a graphic. Yes, we're going August 11th on Harmony of the Seas. So we'll be really excited. We're going to see Coco K. Now it's called Coco K.
Sure.
We'll just go with it.
Allison wants to know what's the date of our Southern Caribbean MSC trip. I'll have to find that and get it to you. I will post that back in the Cruise Buddies. I'm sorry I don't have it right this second.
I can find it.
Oh, or she can find it. There you go.
Da-da-da. If you guys didn't know, we have a blog.
Yeah, it's not loading up on my little
Sean and
little
Stef
tiny monitor.
blog, and we have our cruising schedule posted
There
on
it
the
is.
very
Yeah, see,
side.
I can't open it. There's our calendar right there.
Where?
Oh, scroll down.
Right there.
Right there. Yep.
October 18th.
October 18th, 2019 through October 28th. So it's
Oh,
a 10-day
10
trip.
days.
There you go.
Nice.
Woo woo.
Very nice. There we go.
So as you can see, Steph is still recovering from.
I'm not sick anymore. When I get sick, I get bronchitis. It happens every year. I have the worst lungs. So
Yeah,
now
yeah.
I'm dealing with bronchitis, and it's just coughing, which is awful. But anyway, so is life. So is life. We'll just keep going on. What else do we have here? Cruise wise, question wise. Oh, here we go. That's a question. Bye, Kathy.
Bye,
Hope we
Kathy.
didn't
It was great
miss
to see you.
Great. I'm sorry you have the cruise blues,
Yeah, cruise blues are the worst.
but I hope you have a great trip. She was just in Alaska, so that is fantastic.
Oh, Karen's got a great comment, a great question. She said, we were going on the seaside in June in an inside yacht club stateroom. Did you feel like the yacht club staff treated you any differently than the more expensive suite passengers? And the answer is no. They have no idea what room you're staying in. You don't get a different kind of key. You're not flagged as a lesser class citizen. You might run into an individual sailing who snuffs their nose, but you can just smile and say, you done overpaid, sucker. So you can absolutely, throw it back if you had to, but no, not one person. No. Our butler was awesome. Our butler has an assistant. The room steward was awesome. All the staff was amazing. Look, when you're in the top sail lounge, you're just another person, right? So as long as you're nice to them, they'll be nice to you. So, but no, not one point were we ever given any kind of classist situation.
Yeah. It was a great experience.
Yes, Justin Ammerheim said, Pair DJ just got back from Alaska.
Yes.
I cannot wait to see their vlogs. I'm hoping, and then they hit 7,000 subs as well. So I'm just hoping their vlogs come out soon because I can't wait to see them.
Stephanie asked, what's your opinion on 4 or 5 day cruises? I'm not a fan because I feel it's over so fast. So typically, I would say that we are also not fans. We like longer cruises. Of course, the more time you're spent on a ship is better. I will say this, though. Now, after cruising Disney, which was a 5-day cruise, it was long enough.
I could not do an additional 2 days on Disney. Sorry, just not at
It was long enough.
At least not
It
the
was
situation that
another.
we were in. We were like you've seen our review. We were in a tough situation every single day. So yeah, 5 days was way too much. But every other cruise line, 5 days are borderline party ships. They're not nearly as bad as the 3-4 ships, but 5s aren't much better. We did Liberty. What was it?
We did 5 days on Liberty,
5 days on
and
Liberty.
we did 4 days on Enchantment.
Yeah, we did several enchantments and we did 5 days on Liberty, and it was just we saw people get their drink pass taken away on night 1 on Liberty. So that takes some effort in order to abuse your privileges and piss off the security staff just minutes after muster. I mean that takes some skill right there.
And Tony, yes, the English beer. Tony is a patron, so he's seen our latest.
Tony, most of the beer tasted like Brute cologne, like cheap,
yikes.
nasty, generic cologne, like shampoo. It was just like, this is almost undrinkable, but I mean, I can find just as many undrinkable American beers. I'm not talking smack about the Britain beers, but they had like 1 or 2 that were really good, but we just stuck with Guinness. So
that episode is coming. It's the
that
very
episode,
last day.
Yeah,
of
Tony
our
gets
trip,
to see one of our sea days where we decided to do a beer
we'll
flight,
talk about
and it was
that more
rough.
when it comes out. But yeah, it was very fun. Although I will say the alcohol on P&O is the cheapest that we've ever seen on any cruise ship. Actually, any
certain.
hotel, anything like that. So a beer flight, for example, at downtown Disney Springs.
Drink packages are a marathon.
Disney
That's for
Springs.
sure, Justin. For sure.
The if you did a flight there at a park or Disney Springs, it would cost you about probably between $15 and $20.
If
Be
you're lucky,
15 to 18 bucks. It was $4 on the Ventura.
Everything was very
that is
reasonably
crazy.
priced.
$4 for a beer flight.
Yeah,
It
we
was
don't get drink
crazy
passes because
awesome.
we're always doing something. So the drink pass is very much not in our favor. So we pay for our drinks when we drink them. And on other ships, Norwegian, it was very, very expensive. So on this ship, we were kind of like, are you sure? The very first time we got a bill, Steph had them double check. Like, this can't possibly, it is right. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was really surprising how cheap they were. Actually, like, you're like, oh, these are like
Justin.
actual prices that you would pay. Normal prices, like if you were a local somewhere going to a local bar.
So Justin and Tony are in our VIP club, and they have they get the videos the second I finish them. We just finished day 7.
Yeah.
So they're up through the very end of Ventura, and so they're referring to things we haven't seen here publicly yet. We're only on Amsterdam now, right?
Yes. Wednesday will be Amsterdam number 2.
We were doing Enchantment. Very cool. We've been on Enchantment several times. They used to have a cruise director on there, Bing Bong, that we absolutely fell in love. He made us fall in love with cruise directors. He was awesome.
It was okay. It wasn't our best time. We also didn't cruise. It was our second cruise that we went on Enchantment. So we didn't really know what cruising. I don't know. I can't say it's not the same experience that we would do now.
It did come down
It just
to guests. There was a group. It was a Brazilian tour group of all very young Brazilian girls, most of which
that's right. We were
couldn't
on a
possibly
cruise.
have been over 21. and there were 4 to a cabin, and they were crazy, and they assumed, and we had an adjoining door with one of them. They assumed that the people next to them were in their party. So the very first thing we check in was 30 minutes of banging and kicking and screaming, yelling, open the door, had to call security. It was a nightmare. So
we didn't have the best experience.
And they never behaved. It was out of control till 4 o'clock in the morning. Could have sworn they were either doing light construction next door or straight up violence. Had no idea what was going on. But it was, so for us, it wasn't the best. But that's per sailing. The next ship could have been lovely, and it could have been everybody over 50 and not one person raised their voice. You know, we never know.
And Justin, yes, Bing Bong is now on Harmony. We're so
we can't
excited
wait.
to see
we
him
cannot
again.
wait. Love Bing Bong.
We met him on Harmony, on Enchantment a long time ago.
Yeah, one thing Bing Bong did on Enchantment, which was very cool, he did the morning announcements during breakfast. We were in the buffet, just kind of eating breakfast, and he goes, "Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, the first person to give me bacon, eggs, and toast with an orange juice and a coffee and come to my office will get a blah blah." And they ended up giving them some prize or whatever, and there were people running down the decks with eggs and toast.
He is a fantastic cruise director.
Yeah, he was really, really cool.
Just amazing. So we're happy that we get to see him again, and that's really exciting.
Now, if you enjoy a good drink and you just want to hang out and listen to live music and kind of a more rowdy crowd, Enchantment's a lot of fun. Enchantment's kind of like the Breeze, maybe a little bit. Actually, not. The Breeze is a lot
now, though.
bigger. It may not be. You never know. It all depends on where you're sailing out of, what time of year, who's.
It's just specific on. Cruise specific. Every cruise is different. The ship stays the same, but the cruise changes every week because of the people that are on it. So. Yeah.
And what Justin just said, the crew on the Grandeur is amazing. The crew on Royal by and far is really, really top notch. I mean, really, you can't say anything bad about the crew on Royal. They're obviously well taken care of despite their insanely long contracts, and that's for everybody. I think Disney's the only one that has like short contracts.
All right, we are at an hour. Oh my gosh, it goes so fast.
Oh, Stephanie said they're going to look into getting P&O next year. That's awesome. Yay! And Nancy Rogers said, "What's a beer flight?" They give you much smaller glasses, but they give you a sample of every beer they make, and we ordered every sample pack that they had on the ship.
They're little
like tiny
3-ounce pours.
Yeah, like
two
to 3 ounce pours.
But you get to actually taste different beers. So we had our sea day that we had. We actually we wanted to taste. Basically, we like to just kind of experience different areas, and since we didn't get to experience that much of England, it was a really cool way to just kind of sit in one place on our ship and have these different, tastes of beer. And we didn't end up liking very many of them.
I don't think Steph liked any but
Spoiler
one.
alert.
Yeah. But you get to see her reactions, and then you get to get a little insight on what happens during these flights and things that these events where we sample things. You get to see behind the scenes finally of how we actually make it through those things, because the love of my life here is picky. Is that the word I would use? I don't know.
If I don't like
Particular?
it, I don't drink it or eat it.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So anyway, that's all that. So, that's so awesome, South Florida Tech. Yes, having Miami and Fort Lauderdale, it's very cool.
Very cool.
I think pretty much anybody who lives in Florida is very lucky with cruising as far as it goes. I think you would only be luckier if you lived in England. Southampton gets everything.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So
yes.
yeah, that's.
I hear you, Dominic. Beer is. They say you don't. There's 2 things about beer: you rent it, you don't buy it, and it sticks with you. So yeah, I agree with you. Beer flights are deadly, and it's a great way to make you have to go back to the gym or just say, you know what, I'm not using the elevator today. Sorry,
Yes. All right. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you for everyone. Thank you everyone for jumping. Wow, that's quick.
Amazing how fast it goes.
Super fast.
So fantastic. We love chatting with you guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Joining us on our live stream. Again, we'll be here again next Sunday at 4 o'clock. Same time, same place.
Same bad time, same bad channel.
Oh.
What?
A bad channel.
Bat.
Oh, he's a bat. I'm like, hey.
Oh my gosh. My silly little wife here doesn't know what Batman is. Okay, anyway.
Batman. Anyway. So we are going to say...
What a dumb... Yeah, okay.
Oh.
That's funny.
So we are going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. We really, really appreciate everything that you guys do. Thank you for this, by the way. I'm going to play it again just because I can. It's awesome. Thank you guys for subscribing and for supporting us. Every view matters. Every sub counts. It really does. It's amazing. You guys are so awesome. We have the best community. We cannot say enough good things about our community. So it's just thank you for all that you guys do for us. If you've missed our Amsterdam video, check it out in the links below. It's down there. And We will be releasing the second day of Amsterdam, which is all about flowers, on Wednesday.
The Kuchenhof,
So-
yeah. I mean, and these are flowers that you've never seen before. I mean, it's just the colors, it's just completely surreal.
Yeah, so okay, we will see you all next Sunday, which will be really fun. So have a great week, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Bye.
Bye.